When someone leaves your life, you have to trust that they've served their purpose, and it was time for them to move on. Now, it's time to say goodbye. For you to let them go, now comes the times of picking up the pieces and remembering all the wonderful memories you shared with them. And that sometimes hurts because you think to yourself, if only things were different. It's hard to accept, but it's over. In the end, it will help lead us to the path of our future and who we are truly meant to be. What's up, guys? So today I'm here to tell you the truth about my breakup. And a lot of you guys have been wondering on social media like Instagram and YouTube, of course. I thought today I would make a video because it's my job as a creator to let you guys know and fill you guys in on what's happening in my life. That's what we're doing today. I don't like making these videos, but I'm doing it for you. And we have Zoe here. She's chewing on her. Yeah, so Zoe's here and we're gonna kind of explain what's going on. So I met Coco last summer, and during the time I had just gotten out of a relationship with, as you guys know, Piper Raquel, and I was still kind of hurting at the time, and I wanted to kind of distract myself from what had just happened. That's when I met Coco. And me, I'm a very I'm an attention seeker. Like, I don't know how to, I'm so bad at these videos, but I'm an attention seeker. I need to feel loved constantly, or else I get upset, right? So for me, it was like my way of escaping what had just happened to me. So at the time, she was 11 and I was 12, and keep in mind, we had built a crazy chemistry. Like, we were closer than close. Like, we did everything together. We, would fly out of state and go to different states and stuff. Like, we did everything together. So we became boyfriend and girlfriend, obviously. And then after a while, felt kind of different, almost as if like our personalities had changed towards each other. And it kind of, it built a weird, toxic-ish relationship eventually. And when we started fighting over the silliest things, like literally we would fight over anything that you can imagine. Like, think of something, we fought over it. So I think what had started to happen was we were working so much together on a business standpoint that it was kind of hard for us, like mostly me too, to have a relationship while in this industry. Because a lot of things that people don't realize is when you're in this industry, it's really hard to have a stable, committed relationship. And I think that's a big thing, a big misunderstanding that people don't realize. So that's like when people hate on someone for breaking up, or so breaks someone's heart, people don't consider what happens behind the camera, what happens in the real daily basis life. So I wanted to say, no one's hearts are broken. We will still always care for each other. Like, we are still gonna be friends in the long run. So I don't want anyone to be hated on. I don't want Coco to be hated on. I don't want me to be hated on, because there's no reason. No one did anything wrong. It was just a mutual decision that had to be made. I think like 5 or 6 months ago, there was a period where everyone, you guys were asking why I wasn't really on Coco's channel much. And that's one thing that was also kind of weird at the time, because usually when you're doing collabs with someone, you do it back and forth. That's why it's called a collab. You're collaborating. So basically that means you guys are growing together and helping each other. So she wasn't really doing that, and she wasn't really posting me on her channel, and it was kind of like we were giving her all of what we had, and we didn't feel the same energy coming back to us. So it kind of weirded me out. It weirded like the rest of my people out. It just didn't feel right. So then it kind of was making us feel a little sketched out about it, because it didn't seem right. And then that is when we had received the news that she didn't want to be in the GOAT fam / GOAT squad with everyone. And she was also almost like kind of planning out my schedule by telling me who she could hang out with and who she didn't want to hang out with. I'm not gonna mention names, just because I don't want to disrespect any of those people. It was like she could only film with so-and-so or this person and that person because she had problems with the other person, or she didn't like the other person's personality, or whatever kind of circumstance it was. It was hard for us to work with someone that didn't want to be a part of our squad. I don't want to necessarily say she wasn't supporting what I was doing, because obviously she was, but it was really hard for us to work when she wasn't a part of what I was doing. And that was really hard, because as you know, guys, I do squad videos and she didn't want to be a part of that. So it was kind of like, how am I supposed to cope with her if she doesn't want to be a part of it? So it was really hard to have someone not be a part of something so big in your life like the GOAT fam is a really big part of my life, as you guys know, because that's what I do for you guys. We're a squad, we make content, and it was really hard for her not to be a part of that. And oh, I need a second.
So you all good, bro?
Yeah. Where do we leave off? So it's getting really hard to talk about this just because, you know, all the memories we have. As you know, we've done lots of videos together, and I think it's best to roll a montage clip. So I'll get back to you guys in a second, but let's relive the memories of Kevin this one time. We rolling? Okay. So those were the memories of Kevin. They will still always be in my heart, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm just gonna forget about them and let go of them, because that is not true at all. So another thing that I don't really ever talk about is my mom. I want to give a huge shout out to my mom, Mama Magnus. You guys know her. I don't really talk about her a lot, but you guys know who she is. She's always in the camera, whether it's behind or in front. I want to give a shout out to my mom because she does so much for me and my squad, and honestly everyone that we're around. And you know, she made sure that Coco had the same manager as me, and we were doing the same jobs together. We were constantly recording music together. We were literally doing so much for Coco, and it's just like, I'm not saying that when you're doing stuff from someone, expect something back. I don't want to be a selfish person, but it's the amount of stuff we did for them that had such a positive outcome. It's you want to feel some sort of reward. You know what I mean? So it was first the squad stuff, and then it was, you know, I was only being asked once or twice to be on her channel, but she was all, like I said, she was constantly on my channel, constantly being promoted by me, whether that was Instagram stories, YouTube videos, YouTube stories, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any platform. I was constantly promoting her, and that's kind of how it went. Another subject that's really important that I want to touch on is Paisugav. So Paisugav, I know you guys have been making so many assumptions that I couldn't even count them in my brain. I want to say this: I did not leave Coco for Piper or Paisugav. That had already been in the works even when we were together. That has nothing to do with our relationship. She fully supports what I'm doing, and I support what she's doing, and I think you guys should too, and I don't think there should be any hate or negative feedback from or to any of us, because when me and Coco took our break, it was not to go see another party or to, you know, switch sides. And because a problem that I have big trust issues, especially now. It's people that switch up for, whether that's fame, money, clout, or whatever you want to call it, people who switch up for that kind of stuff, and they completely turn their backs on you. Those kind of people are honestly, you really need to watch out for those people. I'm not saying that I have had any personal experience with them. I'm not gonna mention names or anything. So that's a big thing that I wanna, you know, tell you guys especially. Just keep your real friends close, because you'll know who they are in the long run. Me and Coco had gotten back together a few times, but I remember one of the times that I had asked her to be my girlfriend. I think it was one of the times she said she wasn't ready or something, and that was probably a good idea because I've now permanently realized that I'm not ready to move on, and I'm not ready for another relationship with someone. So I'm still kind of, my mind is still kind of clouded about all of this, so like I'm not really ready to move on because it's still like, it's hard for me too because everyone thinks, like, I don't want you guys to think, because like what it looks like to some of you guys is that I'm just, you know, completely throwing away these memories, or I'm throwing away that, but that's not at all what it is. I'm completely cherished. Like, a big thing about me is I cherish the little things, dude. Like, I completely cherish and keep those little memories, even the big ones, the little ones. Like, it's the small things that matter too in life. Like, you don't need to do something big for someone for them to remember it. It's if they're your real friend, they'll accept you for the small things that you do. And that's how you know that this person is there for you and not what's around you or what they can gain from you. I have a headache. So I think another thing that has been happening on social media, I think this is like probably the last topic I'm gonna touch on, but so my song Hearts on a Pendant, it comes out July 31st, I think. Everyone was saying that, you know, like, who's the song about, and like, oh, you wrote it about your ex-girlfriend, like, that's messed up. But the song, when you're a writer, I just want to say this. So when you're an artist writing in the music industry, you tend to write about what is going on in your life and what you've experienced and, you know, the pain you felt. That's, I think, what good music comes from, is pain. So Hearts on a Pendant was not made for a specific person, but some verses in the song and some parts were about specific people. But obviously, I think it's clear who it was about. But I think some of the other verses were just other parts of my heart and other parts of, you know, people that have, you know, hurt me in the past. You guys know I'm 13 years old, not even 14 yet. Just newly teenager, so I'm still young. I've got a lot to learn, but I think I've touched on everything that I've wanted to. And I want to thank you guys if you're still watching, for listening to me and staying here through the whole video, because it does mean a lot to me that I'm able to share, you know, what's going on in my life through YouTube, because it's amazing and it's a blessing that I have a platform to share, you know, what's going on in my life and the problems that I have. So, I think that's gonna... That's gonna be it for this video, guys. But in closing, I just want to say that I love Coco, and we have a lot of memories together, and I will never forget her. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and see you guys in the next one. Peace. So I'll maybe get out of the background with your Starbucks while I'm filming a very emotional video. Alright.
Alright guys, Gavin's going to get a drink right now, but Zoe do be vibing though.
You limp hot dog, cooperate. Okay.
See you breaking hearts, leaving hearts on a pendant. Suicide doors, Lambo, and I ain't renting. You left me in the dark, still winning. I pray for you, yet you're still sinning.